I'm going to be building a computer here today, and the computer is going to be either under £400 or the stuff that I've got here right now, what you're going to see in the build, is going to be under £1,000. Stick around if you want to find out more.
Focus on me now. Do you care about the problems? Can you get inside the corners of my mind?
So first off, we're going to start with a solid state drive, and this is by Crucial. This is a 480GB solid state hard drive. It's 2.5 inch. It also has a read speed of 540 megabytes per second and a write speed of 490 megabytes per second. But that's what the manufacturer says. I reckon it could probably do more than that, as Crucial is what the #1 go-to for Macs and stuff like that, and they are pretty stable solid state drive. So we've got this for the gaming or whatever. You can just use it for offload storage. This is just to show you that we've got a drive and we can add data to it and make it work. So we've also got Biostar, and this is a H110MD PRO, and this has got DDR3 RAM slot, which is DDR3L, which hopefully will be compatible with the memory that I got from Crucial, which is 4 gigs of ballistic memory. Now this is the tactical memory, and this is blue and red LED, and it will flash up blue and red. And the reason that we've got this LED is to go in the Aeneas Raijintek case, which has got a nice little window, which you'll see when I start building the computer. And obviously this is a micro ATX motherboard as well. This goes up to 16 gig of memory, 1866 overclock memory, which I'm hoping it will do, because I've never really used a Biostar motherboard. I don't remember using one back in the day. But we're going to go through the specs of that motherboard in a sec. And then we've got a GTX 970, and obviously you can take this graphics card away, use an AMD 390 or 380, depends on your own preference, but I'm using a graphics card just to show that it's ready for gaming. And you take it away, it's got its own onboard graphics as well. But the onboard graphics, I think, is at 1080 to 1200 resolution, so not totally 4K or anything like that, but a little bit more higher than 1080p. And then we're using the Raijintek power supply, which I've got already connected up, and this has got a LED light that comes on inside here as well. And basically it's got nice black cable management on there, and the fact is it's 750 watts, and it's not too powerful and it's not too little. I could probably use 500 to 550, but I want to just be making sure I'm safe. And then obviously I've got the CPU, which is the 6700K by Intel, and this is the K version, which you can overclock, which I know for a fact you can't overclock on this motherboard. I don't know if they've got any software on there, because I've never used it before, that you can overclock to a software overclock. Very soft, nothing really hardcore that you go in the BIOS and use BCLK or anything like that. I don't know until I actually build it and test it out. And we've got this CPU cooler, a bit of a big boy. This is Raijintek Themis or Themis, I don't know what it says, TISIS, so Themis. Now I'm guessing that's what it says, Themis CPU cooler. This comes with 2 fans, black and red, and it should be pretty sick. Keep the temperatures down. But for this sort of build, you can obviously use a Core i3, Core i5, Core i7, and they've got plenty of 1151 sockets. So this is 1151 socket for this motherboard, as well as it runs on DDR3L, which hopefully will be compatible with the memory I've got, because this is 1600 megahertz speed, and this is 4 gigs. To be honest with you, you could go, I just want to see what it can produce with 4 gigs. You can go obviously up to 16 gigs, 1866 megahertz overclocked. So you're probably wondering, why am I building this? Well, you've got the option here. You can either go down the route of only spending £400 and upgrading whenever you feel so, or you've got the option to choose your own graphics card. So whether it's AMD, well, I don't even know if this motherboard even supports AMD. It's, yeah, PCI Express, so it does. It's 3.0 speed, USB 3, so it'll definitely be fast enough. Anyway, yeah, so you're wondering why I'm obviously doing that, and the reason is you can go down the route which no other reviewer ever says when they build a computer. It's either like you can get a computer under 500 to 1000. Now you can use this computer because it's got onboard graphics. Now it's not up to 4K, but it's more than 1080p, which is better than 1080p itself. But it's not 2K, so I don't know. It's up to you and your own preference, but the game quality will look really good, and most stuff is 1080p, and then you go up to 4K. But when you go into 4K, you better get some money out of your pocket. Anyway, so I've gone down the route where you can obviously use that graphics card. What I've labelled up here, it runs just under £1,000, so 900 and something pound. You're probably, well, at the time of this video, that's how much it is. Probably in your different countries or at different times when you're going to be watching this video, it's going to obviously be cheaper. But you can go down the route where you can just have onboard graphics, forget about the graphics card, and go with like a Pentium 1151 socket Skylake processor, and then that's like £50 more, and basically you've got a computer under £400, which is really super cool. It might be £400 to £450, but all of this is a gaming ready, and you can probably use it for video editing. But I never used a Biostar motherboard, so let's go through. Well, actually, what I'm going to do is build a computer first, and then I can go with obviously what it comes with. I'm going to do things differently. Right, so there's a few notes that I need to go through after I've built the computer. I've done things a bit more backwards. Instead of like telling you about specifications of like what everything's got, I've done it at the end of the video. So basically, the CPU cooler is made by Raijintek, the case is made by Raijintek, the case is called Aeneas case by Raijintek, and the CPU cooler is called Themis, and Themis did not fit in the case properly because I had to move the fan from the back, which is an exhaust fan, to be able to put that in there. And then using a mini ATX motherboard, the PCI slot was in the right place, but with the Titus fans, you've got two big fans at 140mm and basically covered over the PCI slot, so that means you can only use onboard graphics. So I had to remove that and use one. So at the moment I've just checked it and it's saying it's fluctuating between 39 degrees and 40 degrees. which is a bit annoying because I reckon that other fan would have took it probably down another 3 degrees, maybe 2 degrees. But the specifications of that, obviously you know how much it does now, how cool it will keep that CPU cooled. So that's the Skylake 1151 socket Intel chip, so it's Core i7, and it is a 6700K, and it's not overclocked. It's just, I've just checked through the BIOS. System temperature inside the case was 29 degrees, which is quite cool. Anyway, the specifications of the Biostar, it's got 4 SATA connectors on there. It's only got like 2, I think it's got 3 3 fan headers on there. One for the CPU fan header, which is got full 4-pin, and then the rest of 3-pin. So there's not really lots on there. The cables in the Aeneas case is a bit of a mission to get into it, but we'll get back to that in a sec. So it's got 1 slot for PCI Express, which is not USB 3.0 PCI Express, so it's quite fast. It's got 2 USB 2s, 2 USB 3s. It's got the normal keyboard and mouse peripherals are going to back. It's not 7.1 surround sound audio, it's 8.1 surround sound audio. It's got a gigabit LAN Infinite port on the back, and that's about it really. You connect it all up. Oh yeah, it's got DVI out, and it's got HDMI and onboard graphics that only don't go up to 4K, but it goes a little bit over 1080p, so you got 1200 resolution rather than 10 by 1920, something like 1200 by 1080, something like that. Anyway, the RAM goes up to 16 gigabytes, meant to be, you're able to use 1333 megahertz and 1600 megahertz. And it says something about 1800 overclocked. Now what made me laugh, when I turn the computer on, it says that you can actually overclock in there with the voltage and a few other settings that I've never seen. It's quite different from Gigabyte and Asus and stuff like that, which I'm really quite surprised, and I really want to have a go at it and see how stable it is. But yeah, it's quite a small motherboard, and I really want to do some tests on it, so I'm going to do a few tests in that Aeneas case. But yes, the motherboard was okay, but I'm a bit, I don't know why it's only got 4 pins. Why not 6 pins or 8 pins to run more voltage for it? I don't know, but for the price point, it's not bad, and you can overclock, but I don't know whether I can push a load of voltage. It's just got like a few bar settings in there. It's pretty cool. The CPU cooler's really cool. It'd be really wicked if you could put it in a bigger case, which you would easily be able to put it in there. The motherboard and the tires, was it tires? I don't know. It's a funny name. It sounds like all gods, like a god of CPU coolers. But anyway, Titus CPU cooler. It done really well. It had really good clearance of the RAM from the Crucial. I need to test, obviously. Well, it looks really good with the flashing lights and stuff as well. That's the tactical memory in there by Crucial. I'm going to obviously test the read and write speeds on the same motherboard and everything like that. I just want to see what it can do. So that'll be in another video. It's going to be a short update of that. And basically, this is the end of the review. So I hope you liked the build, and I think I've cleared everything up. So I hope you liked the build. If you did, subscribe. If you ain't subscribed already, like the video, share it so other people can have help, or notes that I've left in the video to help them along when they're building maybe Raijintek products with another Raijintek product or something else they've never built with. And see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.